Hey everybody, this is Charnias here. I'm doing my first ever video that I'm actually recording with myself in it, not just a screencast or something. This is actually going to be a card trick tutorial. I would do the actual card trick, but I don't have a spectator here, so I'm gonna go through the steps of the card trick, and hopefully you'll be able to impress your friends with it. This is partly my creation, but it works on two techniques that I've learned from Scam School, which is a YouTube channel that you probably should subscribe to. The link is going to be right up in that box right there. And again, it is just two techniques I learned from them. They're all about getting free beer at the bars. It's a whole lot of, it has magic tricks in it. It also has a lot of, I bet you can't do this type of thing. And it's really interesting. You should check it out. The reason why I'm doing this video, honestly, is because of one person that reminded me of this trick. I mean, reminded me of my variation of the trick, and that is Ginger Tiger. Yes, and you should subscribe to Ginger Tiger's channel as well. Does all kinds of magic tricks. Pretty funny, pretty cool. And so there you go. There are a lot of other links. There are a lot of channels that I subscribe to that I feel you probably should too. It's good anyway. Anyway, let's get on with the trick. Okay, the first thing I will point out is that you have to use your own deck of cards. So unfortunately, it's not fully impromptu. I mean, you can carry it around with you and do it that way, call it an impromptu if you want, but you're not going to be able to take somebody else's deck of cards and pull this off unless you're really lucky or have a very good memory. Now, when you start out, you're actually going to be shuffling cards. You're not going to rely on anything. There's no sleight of hand involved with this trick. There's nothing really involved in this trick at all. You just cut it, you do whatever you want, you shuffle it, you make sure that the cards are really mixed up, and you can show it to the spectator. It's a full deck of cards. Now, you're gonna fan out the cards. Of course, you're gonna have them pick a card. You can do whatever method you want to have them pick a card. There's no force involved in this. I do a double tier fan here because it gives them more options to choose from, in my opinion, and it's better for my small hand. Okay. So they say they choose that one. I'll tell you right off the bat, this is the 3 of diamonds, and of course it is. Now, normally I would not look at the card. You wouldn't look at the card. Nobody would look at the card except for the spectator. The spectator looks at the card and puts it back on top. Okay. Again, you shuffle the deck. You do whatever you want. I usually ask the spectator how many times they want me to shuffle it, and I'll do it that way. I'll shuffle it 4 times. They say 4 times. I'll also cut it any random amount too. I'll ask the spectator how many times they want me to cut it. And here's the 4th shuffle. And they say cut it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And these are actual cuts again. These are actual shuffles. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to tell the spectator that you will memorize the entire deck in 10 seconds. And so you fan out the cards. You don't have to fan out the cards. If you're holding them up in your hand, you can. You can just sit there and go and fan them through and just say you're memorizing the entire deck. But the key point is you want to sit here. You have 10 seconds. You can have the spectator count out and let you know when they hit 10. But you go through the deck and you act like you're memorizing the entire deck, the order. You got 5 of clubs here, 9 of hearts here, etc. And you just go through. Now when they hit that 10, you scoop up the cards and you tell them, okay, now this is all you, and you hand them the deck. You tell them to go through the deck. Do not change the order of the cards or anything, but go through the deck, look for their card, pull it out, and put it, or take it out and put it anywhere else in the deck that they like. And again, make sure you stress that they do not change the order, because again, you memorize this deck in a specific order, and changing the deck's order will kind of screw up the trick. So they pull out their card and say they put it back in here. Again, they're holding the deck the entire time. They can do whatever they want. Okay, except for shuffling and cutting. So after they've moved the card, they tell you, you open your eyes, you do whatever you want, and you sit here. I mean, it's best if you turn around so you don't see where they actually place it either. And you fan the cards out again. Again, if you're just holding them up, you don't have to do this. You can just go through the deck, like 1, 2, 3, and whatever. And you go through, and you act like you're looking over, concentrating again. Concentrating on the position of the cards. When you get to their card, don't stop immediately. Just kind of glance over it and then go through again and say, and then stop over the card and say, okay, something's not right here. When I went to the deck the first time, this 5 was next to this king, and therefore this must be your card. And then you hand it to them, and of course it is their card. Now you may wonder how this was done. There's no key card involved. It's just a matter of knowing the spectator's card. And the way that this is done, I'll try to show you as best as I can, is that this is actually a marked deck of cards that you can, unless you're really scouring it, you won't notice. And I'll show you right here. Okay. As best as I can. I've actually included the pictures so that you can see it even better, but in fact it'll probably be best if I show you on the picture. Okay, with this card you can see a little flower type thing right here where my finger is. Just in that flower thing you can see the opposite one on this side right here. But in that flower, there's a little red mark there. It matches the back of the color, or the back of the card, perfectly, and it blends in. Now, this mark is the number of the card. Where is that right there? That is the 2 position, so this is a 2. Oops. Helps if I learn my directions here. That is marked as a 2. Now, over here, if I can find it, okay. Over here, and again I'll show you the picture of it so you can see it clear. There's a little spiral with 5 ticks in it, and you're only going to need 4 of them, but each tick represents a suit. The easiest way to do this is tick number 1 colored in is going to be a spade. Tick number 2 colored in is going to be a hearts. Number 3 is going to be clubs, and 4 is diamonds. And the reason why you can remember that way: spades have 1 point, hearts have 2 humps, clubs have those 3 circles, whatever you want to call them, and diamonds have 4 points or 4 sides. So it's easy to remember that. Then it just becomes a matter of looking at the card once it's placed back on top, and you say, okay, you memorize that card. You look for the mark, and you say, okay, this is the 2 of spades, which again, this is the 2 of spades. You just remember it. Now, one thing you want to do is make sure you get, I go for the top right corner of the deck on both sides. That way you have the top right corner and the bottom left corner. I have it that way. That's the way that I was taught and everything. You can do all 4 if you want, because there are 4 different circles here, but I just go for the top, those 2, because it's easier to tell. You can easily see it that way. From there on, it's just a matter of showmanship and, again, memorizing the deck. Using a marked deck like this, you can actually do a lot of things. Just don't cheat at poker with it or any other card game, because that's just kind of wrong. But you can fit it into your presentation any way you want. Now, the way it goes is at the top of the circle, and again, I'll show you the picture here. You start at the top, you go 2, 3, 4, 5 in a clockwise position all the way around till you hit 9. Now, the 10th position is going to be the little dot that's in the center, and you call that card, that's going to be the 10. Then Jack is going to be the 10 and 2, and the Queen is going to be 10 and 3, and then the King is going to be 10 and 4. The ace itself has no markings in it whatsoever, so if you see a blank circle, blank flower, then it's an ace. And again, I'll put up the picture on it. I'll kind of demonstrate it as much as possible. That way you can follow it as easily as possible. And it's usually best with a red deck and a red Sharpie pen. That way you can mark it. And you really cannot tell. You actually have to be looking for those marks to be able to tell that this deck is marked in any way. Anyway, so I hope that this helps you in any future routines that you may do. And it helps impress people even more. So I hope it's something you've learned. Again, check out the Scam School and Ginger Tiger, and again, check out my channel. I'm gonna see if I can do some more. Give me feedback on this. Let me know what I should do, what I need to change, and just let you know this is actually my bed. These are my pillows. I don't actually have a table or anything that I can usually work with. So let me know how it goes. Alright, thank you.